Hi guys, we're going to play a little bit with our friend Captain Lightning. Essentially, I tweaked the loadout just a bit the last time. The last time when I logged off, but before logging off, I tweaked my loadout a bit. Essentially, I added. Oh, sorry, wrong place. Essentially, I added electrogenesis. I'm not sure why I didn't use it before because it's one of the powers that I always use. But I'll do it. Might be why. Maybe I was trying to be different without knowing it. And there was also wired. I'm not sure if I'll keep wired or not. I'm hesitating between keeping either wired or electro burst. Both are good for different reasons. So I'll stick with wired for now. But I may try electro burst a bit later. Well, we'll see. So let's start with the vault, and let's see if we're going to get our Captain Marvel T-shirt. Holy crap! I have like a 23 kids table. I don't get it every time I do the vault, but nah, I do get it quite a lot. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Obviously the kids table, and is that it? I guess that's it. Sometimes the vault really is not very generous. I have to wonder sometimes how anyone thought people would actually pay $1 for this because it essentially vault tickets are about $1 a piece. So you have to wonder who thought people would spend $1 for whatever we get in the vault. So let's start with the South Gotham missions. As you see, I'm combat rating 42. So I should be tier 2 very, very soon, I suppose. So I'll start with that, and then I'll probably do either some duos, or if I'm really brave, I may try a 4-man mission. Although at this time, I'm not sure. Not sure we'd be able to get a 4-player team, especially for tier 1 missions. Well, we'll see. I'll play it by ear, and we'll see what happens. So essentially, I'm going to my favorite spot to farm for. Oh, essentially, I'm going to my favorite spot to farm them evil brainiac robots and get my handful of marks of victory. Well, let's see if there's no diamond heist. Oh, that's okay. Wasn't really planning to do undoing it anyways. And I hate those little bugs. Did I mention that? So let's get started. Oh, it's easy to get carried away into fighting the enemies and forgetting that, oh yeah, we need the clickies. No, no, no. Pretty sure he was trying to steal my clicky. The fiend. So as you can see, regenerating power doesn't seem to be a problem right now for various reasons. One of those is that wire doesn't seem to use that much power to use, so it kind of helps regenerating your power a bit. I guess the power you don't spend is as important as the one you gain or you get back. No, no, no. Ah, crap. Oh, almost. So as you can see, wire cost almost nothing, and the cooldown is pretty quick also. I'm just wondering if essentially whenever we use a power, we get X amount of extra damage. If we're using a max damage mod, the percentage is actually 60%. But also, wire is supposed to give you a boost to your attack. So, do they add up? Oh, crap. Oh, the cookie is too far. Oh, I got lucky. Ah, come on. Oof, I got scared for a second. Whenever I hear that noise, I think that the avatar is going live, and I'm still not powerful enough to fight it. With some powers, I probably could fight it if I'm combat rating, I don't know, 55 or something. With most powers, I'd wait until I'm combat rating 70 before even trying to solo the sub avatar. Freaking Union Boulder, keep on stealing my clicky. Alright, no clicky. Oh, I guess I'm done. So let's get the construction robots. So as you see, the alpha gain is not that much, but it's enough to slowly bring me back from the jaws of death, so to speak. Just one more, and we'll be good to go. And there's our... No.
That will slow down their progress for now. I'll send reinforcements so you can continue the assault on the bottles. Get moving.
So essentially, once I'm done with most of the quests, I'll come to this side to finish the one with the flyer and the boulders and then the bouncers and I guess I attracted all the Brainiac workers this side of the Mississippi. Uh, This should be the last two. So again, as you saw, the health I get from arc lightning is not that big a deal, but it's enough to keep me alive through some of the tougher fight. So let's collect our marks. And let's see, what else could we do now? Obviously, we're still tier one because we didn't get any gear, obviously. So let's see what we could do to try and earn ourselves some gear. Doesn't have to be all that much, just enough so that we can. Uh, should we try Ace Chemical? Let's go with Gorilla Grodd since it's the daily mission, and even then, I think we're gonna have to do a solo mission or two. So let's see, what could we do? We'll try to do one we didn't do yet. Alright, let's go with the Lair of the Spectre. And somehow there's a waiting time to enter the mission, even though there's no one else but me. It may not be obvious, but I'm also experimenting in the order in which I'm using the powers to see if it does make a difference in how much power I get back. And it seems to help a bit sometimes. Or it's just a coincidence and there's some factors that I'm not thinking of. Why waste a good barrel? It's right there. Let's use it. Um, let's keep the healing barrel for dessert. And there we go. There's another barrel right there that I'm... Okay, there it goes. Ideally, you want to break the barrels before the ghosts do, because if the ghosts break the barrel, you're going to be the one taking damage. So let's go see our friends.
I'm glad you're here. The Spectre's in the next room, and the craziness is hitting the fan. The Spectre needs a human soul in order to judge humanity. Without it, you get...
Our friend Arrow,
Well, you've seen it.
or Green
I
Arrow, I
mentioned
should
how I
say.
was once his host myself. Prepare yourself and let
I
me...
wonder if we'll ever see a Green Arrow, Green Lantern team up in the Arrow TV series.
All right, let's go. This might be a one-way trip.
Although we never thought we'd see a Flash Green Arrow team up, so who knows?
And executed. Just like old times, huh, Green Arrow?
And from the looks of it, we might even see Apocalypse.
Yeah, this is not right. There's got to be something.
I'd swear in the latest episode,
I'll keep him busy.
we saw what
Hallways and
I
find out
would bet is a mother box, but I have no proof of that, so I don't really know. But I could swear that the thingy that Damon Dark opens at the end of the episode, well, obviously it's a box that he opens, and it has some Kirby-esque like circuitry inside. So I would swear that it could be a mother box. But I haven't seen many people mention it, so I guess I'm crazy and it's only in my head. I guess we'll have to wait and see how the series progresses.
To find satisfaction in a just sentence, one must be certain of their judgment.
So again, you try to break the barrel first, if you can. It's not the end of the world if the ghosts break the barrel first. The barrels don't do that much damage, but why waste a good barrel? You may as well use it against them evil ghosts, as opposed to letting the ghosts use the barrel on you.
It is merely an excuse for the weak to escape judgment. No, I reject these foolish emotions. They have clouded my judgment for too long.
Oh no, not my friend Green Arrow.
Sorry, Ollie, you already jumped
Let's summon the lightning, so to speak.
My human host once again, and contain the power.
I'm really wondering about Word of Power. It really doesn't do the trick in my book. Well,
Eclipso shall not deprive me of my humanity.
I probably should start using maybe another supercharge. I'll give it some time still, but not very impressed so far. It reminds me why I was using Bastion eons ago with my Magneto character. And there we go. Nah, nothing really worth it. Well, let's see what's in the box. Maybe that will make a difference. We'll see. Oh, and we got a feat. Dual wield. Oh, a danger sign. Oh, what's in the box? Yeah, a plan. Oh well. So we can leave. I'm going to do this mission, and then I'm going to maybe show you a sneaky trick. I guess it'll depend on what gear I get in this mission. Let's wait for our friend Tim Drake. Ah, we got a nice chair. Ain't that sweet?
Detecting prisoners escaping. Sending reinforcements. Let the hairless apes get away.
I guess our friend Tim Drake is in a hurry a bit. have to admit, I kind of like how my loadout is working out. So let's give a little thumbs up to our friend Bucky. Ooh, well, let's see what we got. So as you see, we keep on getting garbage that we can't use. And after that, people will wonder why players were asking for unattuned gear. That's a nice screen. So we're still stuck at combat rating 42. So I will show you guys a sneaky little trick, but don't tell anyone. It's a secret. I think I have a base nearby, so let's go there. No, first, if you needed a refresher, essentially you can go into base tracking. Oh, I don't have permission. Oh, I'm sad. Oh well, I guess I forgot to add this little guy to the league. It's okay. So essentially, we're going to the watchtower, and you'll see what we'll do. Let's go to the tech wing. So technically, we need 1 point of combat rating to move to 43 and to be able to do tier 2 missions. So what does that mean? In our gear, we have some. What's our weapon? So our weapon is a level 27, and in our gear we have a level 32 and a level 34, but we can't use a 34 anyway. So from 27 to 32, would that be enough to make us jump to 43 combat rating? Let's find out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the respec station to respec all our points. And then since we have weapons that we cannot use, we're going to use them. We're going to put points in dual wield and see if it makes our combat rating jump. Maybe we've done that for nothing. We'll see in just 1 second. So dual wield. And there we go.
I've uncovered the Penguin smuggling operation in Gotham's old subway tunnels. I say we roust that bird from his roost for the good of Gotham.
So it's a little trick.
Let's just say sometimes Harvey Dent wins the coin toss.
It's a little trick that you can do when you're just missing that one crucial point to be able to jump ahead. But it makes me realize also I have a really crappy weapon. So let's see. Early on in the game, we can pretty much buy some fairly good stuff with cash. Uh, like we could get a nice upgrade here. Like if the respect trick wouldn't have worked, we probably could have tried this. Although the weapon is item level 30 as opposed to the 32 of the swords. Uh, let's get let's try to get not only a weapon that's a bit more powerful, but maybe a style we don't have yet, if that's possible. Nah, not possible. Okay, so let's go with the cheaper one then. 16.0, 16.8, 16. Could have sworn I saw a 16.1, or maybe I'm crazy. Oh, there's a 36. It's a bit too pricey for my character right now. So we'll settle with a 16 point something. We'll settle with this one. It's not a big upgrade, but it'll help. I should have checked. Well, let's look for some DPS ones. So take two. Healer, healer, healer. Oh well. Should I spend 20,000? Nah, we're good. So as you can see, the blaster would probably have done the trick too, because, I don't know, maybe not. We're still combat rating 43. So now we have access to tier 2 missions. So we could try and do that. Well, yeah, let's try and do that. Or maybe let's try and do... Let's do the bird caged, but from the open world. Although I'm not sure if... let's do this. Oh, it's the... Essentially, the reason why I'm hesitating is that if I do it from the journal, I'm not sure if I do it from the on duty tab. I'm not sure if it's going to count for the one that's in my journal that you have access to through the open world. Um, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Penguin keeps it friggin' cold down here. You better hope Penguin doesn't hear you complaining. Think he'd turn up the heat if I asked? Your funeral.
So as you can see, it won't be an easy one. So let's try and be a bit more careful.
Joker, this is Two-Face. Didn't you start this little gang war?
I'll do the bird some other time.
When I take over his operation,
Oh, what the heck?
to mention you do.
The birds are right there.
This is Vicky
Why
Vale
not?
from Gotham Now. The shape-shifting criminal known as Clayface has a sad and sordid history on the silver screen, and now, far from being a leading man, has
So let's see. Let's start from this side.
talking mud. With no known cure, Clayface lives a life of crime, with his ability to pound
Ideally, I'm going to try to pick them apart a few at a time, if that's possible. So this first time, this mission will be a bit more challenging than usual because I'm barely at level. But it should be fine. The worst that can happen is that I die a couple of times. Maybe. So who's scared of dying a few dozen times? No one.
This is the entry to the Penguin smuggling operation.
That was quick. I'm surprised. Usually you have to defeat a bunch of the henchmen that's downstairs. But I'm gonna have to defeat them anyways. I want to go get the briefing. That's on the other level.
Harvey Dent, case number Z4121K. Question.
And there's a lot of them.
Man to be free from himself.
Well, let's try it out.
Human behavior. Criminal Clayface certainly thinks so. He did all of it.
And that wasn't too bad.
Harvey Dent, case number
I guess it was another investigation. I know I said briefing, but
I tipped them off. Penguin's
it doesn't matter.
operation is right here in Gotham. The GCPD ignored me.
So let's take the right path and see where it goes. Just kidding, I know where it goes. Yeah, that cinematic cracked me up whenever I see it.
Don't say a word. Let me do the talking. There's a gang war raging in this city, and right now the Penguin is winning. But I'll tell you a secret. His operation will be mine. And if you're tempted to cross me, remember, dead men tell no tales.
I always think of Jason Todd when I see Ash somehow. Probably because originally Ash was supposed to be Jason Todd until they changed their plans because pretty much everyone had guessed that it would be him, which I find sad a bit. I kind of liked that idea, so I'm sorry that they decided to scrap it just because people had figured it out. So still, whenever I see Hush, I can't help but think that it's Jason Todd underneath the mask.
Hush is working
There
for
we
the
go.
Penguin? Then the Penguin should watch his back. Hush doesn't work for anybody without an ulterior motive.
Harvey Dent. Case number 1464B-1. The Penguin is cashing in on the Gotham gang war.
This is Commissioner Grodd, the GCPD in Gotham. Harvey Dent, now known to you as Two-Face, has called in a location for the Penguin's alleged smuggling activities. We need to know if this is for real, or just another flip of his mentally challenged mind. Ever since his face was scarred and his mind split, he's depended on that coin to make his decisions. So until we find out more, keep to your posts. Gordon out.
Oh, let's keep the breakout protection. We'll switch the back once we get the chance to go to our lair and put some mods in it. Probably should have done the same with the weapon, but next time.
Feeling lucky, punk? Let's flip the coin. And luck is on our side. Let's
Two-Face is still our friend, and that's sweet. Okay, let's take a deep breath. And let's get ready for the Pengbot Maximus. Maximus. And of course the cheater cheats. He attacks us when we're not ready. But it's okay, we'll manage somehow. Ideally you want to interrupt him as much as you can. Which is easier said than done sometimes. I guess it's time to use a barrel. There's 3 barrels in this room, so don't be afraid to run after from one barrel to the next. It will probably save your life, at least the first few times you do this mission. And when he goes crazy like that, usually a good uppercut does the trick. And as you saw, the healing I got wasn't that big a deal, but it was enough to keep me alive until the end of the fight. So it's one of the reasons why I was left standing in the end. Although, as you can see, I still had one healing barrel left, so I could have run up to here and used the healing barrel.
Harvey Dent, case number D574. Where does a man's loyalty lie? To himself? To others? Two sides of the same coin.
And before I forget, let's refill our soda pile. Essentially, the reason why I refill it when I see it going down is that if you consume the last soda, then you're gonna have to go back into your armory to re-imprint your armory because you won't have any sodas anymore imprinted in your armory. So whenever you're going to switch armories, you won't have a soda equipped already. So when you see that your sodas are running low, don't be afraid to take a second or two and just refill your stack. I thought one punch would be enough.
So, Two-Face wants in on my smuggling operations, eh? Doesn't he know I'm an upright citizen these days? Come on, boys. Show Two-Face's little fledglings what happens when they crash my coop.
Again, there's a bunch of barrels around here, so no reason not to use them. And as you see, even with the barrels, it's going to be tight. So only the big kahuna is left. So let's bring a barrel with us. And let's see. Yeah, usually that's what happens. There we go. If there was a time to summon the Ambot, the Tombat, the time was now. I could have waited a bit, but once you're dead, it's a little too late. Luckily, there's other barrels nearby. If we don't get interrupted by the evil penguin. Oof. It was quite a fight. The penguin is a tough little bugger. Two-Face is going to talk for a while, so might as well recharge at the same time.
We're here to shut you down. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, penguin. And now, Two-Face rules this roost! Well done. Pity you aren't working for me. Enjoy this momentary victory, Two-Face or Harvey Dent or whoever you are. The penguin never puts all his eggs in one basket.
So let's collect the little penguin here.
Harvey Dent, case number 1464B-2. I met Bruce Wayne's family friend Tommy Elliott today at a dinner.
Actually, these aren't really penguins, they're just birds.
I wonder if he'd be interested in joining the district attorney's office in a medical capacity. Batman. Batman, are you reading this? This is Harvey. Harvey Dent. Listen, I know we've had our differences, but trust me, I can handle this takedown of the Penguin. I've got the new heroes to help me out. You'll see.
There's usually another bird, I think. No, there it is. Almost done.
This is Vicky Vale and Gotham Now with a report on Gotham's coldest hotspot, the Iceberg Lounge. Anyone who's anyone, from the Joker to socialite Kate Kane.
So let's see the good loot we got, if we did get any.
Dicey nightclub. As for its owner,
Ooh, we got a new belt.
has he really gone legit? He claims that his criminal
Of course, it's a consumable, but
so, then who's stirring up
what can you do?
this Gotham
A new mask? Oh, that's gonna be good.
Gordon refused to comment. That man could not be reached. This is Vicky Vale.
And we had some shoulders before. There we go. What's in the box? A plan. So I guess that's going to be it for now. So let's go back to our base. And let's take a look if it counted for the mission. Oh yeah, it did count.
Was on your side. Uncovering the Penguin smuggling operation is a serious blow to organized crime in Gotham.
Nah, it gave us a renown booster,
Sometimes Harvey Dent wins the coin toss.
which is not very useful, but what can you do?
Thank you.
So let's reimprint our gear. Oh, I did not put a colas. And there we go. I should probably start thinking about maybe make crafting some consumables, because I always end up just putting a new stack of colas. So essentially I have 24 colas instead of just 12 ready to use. There it is. Oh, there we go. I probably could have just reimprinted the equipment, but I didn't want to take any chances. I have many characters, and sometimes I misremember what one character has and think of the equipment that another character has. I should have sold first. Next time. Oh, let's keep the Warhammer for now. It could prove useful for a trick, not unlike what we did with the swords. Oh, actually, we already did it with the swords, so these are useless now. Oh well. Let's keep them anyway. It'll give us some new styles, I suppose. I'm surprised we got 4 slots this early, though. Usually I have to wait until tier 4 before I can even see a pouch with 4 slots. I wish we could have more amenities. I hate needing to switch my amenities around. So let's see. So we need a weapon, shoulder, back, weapon and back. Oh, let's take the dive too. So let's take the blast adapter. There, breakout protection. Let's go put the danger sign right here. I'm not sure yet which character will use it. We'll use it. I think we're going to do the Gotham Warehouse, and that should be it after that. Let's see. Oh, combat rating 46. If you see me hesitate a bit, it's just that the Gotham University is a great mission to do at this stage. It will give us some great loot, but it's going to be fairly tough at this level. But what the heck, we can do it. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So essentially, since Game Update 47, this is a fairly difficult mission now. But usually, the risk are worth the reward. Or the reward is worth the risk. Makes more sense like that. So if we're unlucky, we'll have 2 new pieces of gear. If we're really lucky, we could have as much as 4, maybe 5 pieces of new gear. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Ideally here you want to have you want to pull as few enemies as possible because they hit quite hard. They're not that hard to kill, but they hit hard enough that if there's 2 or 3 of them hitting on you'll be dead before you can even kill one, or you'll kill one, but the other 2 will kill you.
History is so tantalizing. Like a string. Just what I wanted. A cat's paw. Lend me a hand and fetch the cat's eye diamonds from the jealous kitties guarding them in these chambers. These relics are turning ordinary people into cats.
I guess sometimes it feels as if the game update 47 turned a lot of enemies into glass cannon. Like some of them are fairly easy to kill, but they hit you so hard, and sometimes there's so many of them that holy crap, it's hard to keep up. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. There we go. It's not something I do often, but as you can see, you can sort of juggle enemies with your hand blasters. Oh, now we're in trouble. That was close. There's usually one up here. I'll worry about the briefing and the investigations later. For now, I just want to stay alive. That wasn't too bad. I wouldn't say it was a walk in the park, but it wasn't too bad. I've seen it being much tougher than that. Let's wait a bit to get some health back. And maybe even a bit of power. So there seems to be 3 left. Let's see what happens. Where did they go? Like you can see the 2 of them hitting me at the same time. It did hurt a lot. So this is one of those missions where don't be shy about using potions, colas. If you got them, use them.
I acquired this during a trip to Peru, trying to save jaguars from Stag Industries' sponsored murder. They won't forget these claws anytime soon.
The pulse beam really does the trick. If you don't have weapon mastery, don't hesitate to use a pulse beam. It does a good job usually. Ooh, some new blasters. Hmm. Guess these are what I was looking for. But I have the Type 5 mod, so I'll keep my healer blaster for now. But essentially, I'm going to be able to have 1 pair of DPS blasters for my DPS, and I'll keep the healer blasters for my healer role, and everyone will be happy, happy, happy. You make me so happy. Oh, here he comes. I thought I would have to draw him out, but I guess I did not need to. I think there's another one also nearby. I thought I could. There he goes. And he fell, but it's okay. Because he's a cat, he's going to fall on his feet. Sort of. Is there one more? Sometimes there's one hiding in the cracks or something. Well, we're good. Just making sure there's nothing hidden while we get some health back. Probably not, but I could be misremembering it. Okay, so let's get going. And there's our friend. For this fight, it's going to be worth it to wait for some power to come back. Actually, we're going to wait for all the power to be back. Or we're pretty sure we're going to need it. I might as well refill my stack while I wait. It may seem annoying, but it's even more annoying when you forget to refill your stack and you have to go re-imprint your armories because of that. So, better safe than sorry, I suppose. I'll keep this trinket a bit longer. I don't have any trinket better than that anyways. So let's just wait. So we're up to 83 marks of victory. So either we could pay a few things in our mainframe, or go on a spending spree and buy some gear. I'll wait. I'll wait a bit. So I think we're ready. There's two barrels in this room, so we won't be shy about using them. Almost there. Let's not be crazy and wait a little too long to use the barrel. Sometimes you're trying to save it and save it and save it, and then oopsie, you wait 1 second too long and you're dead. Oh, again, some power gloves. Is that the very same? Oh, I guess so. Looks like the same, just the name that's different. Oh well. Oh, oh, we got a new helmet, my friends. And there's no reason not to change right away. So the death mask of the Spectre is no longer good enough for us. The Mayan helmet. I remember a time when I would do this mission and do this mission with a character that I wanted to make a Galactus character, and obviously I wanted the Mayan helmet for that character. And holy crap, the helmet would never drop. It finally did drop, but like after almost like 2 years, which is one of the reasons why I hate the random number generators. So one down, three to go. So with these little cats who run everywhere, ideally you want to do some area of effect attack. And even then, you see they keep on running away. There's one more. We don't really have to kill all of them, but at this point, I'd rather clear everything. Because essentially, as soon as I open this gate, some more enemies will come out. So I'm trying to fight as few enemies as possible at once. That pretty much always happens. It goes through the wall. That's okay. We don't have to kill them all.
Hey, you gonna get rid of these cat people so I can finish fixing this pipe? You gotta go in and turn off 4 valves along the way to open up the gate at the end. But don't breathe too deep. The place is full of fumes.
The random seems to be fishy with those cats nowadays. There used to be one cat, I don't know, every 3 seconds or 5 seconds that would run through in the past. But now, either you don't see a single cat or you see all of them, but all at once, like one right behind the other. There we go. Oh, well, no cats. It's okay. I probably won't have the feat of doing it fast, but that's okay. I can purchase it at some point if I really want it. I'm starting to wonder if I'll get the weapon mastery. I probably should, but it doesn't really work with the poor Billy Batson. He doesn't use weapons. His fists are his weapon. So ideally, you want to have your damage over time on this little fella. Oh. Again, you can see how hard they hit. So while he's running around, at least your damage over time is doing its job. And I just realized that some of my powers are actually block breaker, which is always a good thing. And we got the helmet again. Oh well.
Batman almost stopped me from stealing this tiger's
But I knew what to expect. I knew that we would get at least a few doubles.
Museum archive notes.
So hopefully it won't be one of those runs where I get like the helmet 5 times.
Found in an ancient Egyptian burial site,
But you never know.
predates any known human civilization. My assistant claims it gave him an
Just making sure I didn't get anything else. Just the helmet. I suppose. Let's use. Oh. You wonder why I'm going to use that? Because it takes place in your inventory and I end up never using it. So I might as well use it for once. Usually I end up using it when it doesn't really matter, or destroying it. Although it doesn't really matter now either, but I think that's the cheetah lady that went through the wall. Could it be? Is it she? Maybe. So 2 down, 2 to go. So essentially the good thing about this mission is that you have 4 bosses and Catwoman, so 5 bosses, which means 5 chances of getting a piece of equipment. Yeah, the mission is fairly difficult, but it's not impossible if you're careful enough. Let's grab the investigation. Why not?
This lynx claw is a priceless Native American relic. The man who owned it is a distant memory. But this pretty thing?
Oh crap. One thing that helps a lot is that at least a few of the powers are stuns. So that seems to keep me alive quite a lot.
Museum archive notes. The so-called Tiger Eye totem is made of a mysterious material that melted my equipment. Do not place this on display until we can consult with Jason Blood or another occult expert.
So the next boss is pretty much the toughest one, I think. The second one is the most annoying. The first one is pretty tough. The second one is the most annoying, but this one is even tougher than the first one. And ironically enough, even Catwoman, even though you have to defeat her like 9 times, she's not quite as tough as this little fella over here. And I probably should have regenerated my power before starting the fight, but nah, too late. Luckily, there's another barrel right over here, so let's not be shy about using it. Oh, that was a close one. Ah, back piece. Should be a good upgrade. That's a very good upgrade. So I'd rather have the back piece and some extra combat rating than the breakout protection. Essentially, the breakout protection seems to increase my defense by 10% for a few seconds, as opposed to the extra combat rating improves my defense by a lot forever. Not to mention the defense stat itself. Although I'm not sure if the combat rating only matters or if the defense still matters. Either way, it's better than than the old pack I had. When I can almost feel the difference already. And also, with my increased combat rating, I'm probably doing more damage also. So it's a win-win. So as you get more better gear, the mission does get a bit easier as you go up in combat rating. And you go up pretty quick, as you can see.
I wish I could have seen the penguin's face when he discovered this central piece of his smuggled collection of Babylonian artifacts upon this rare.
It wasn't pretty, but it did the trick. We're going to need the other barrel, I think. And this fight, the toughest part is not so much the boss itself, although he is fairly tough. It's the fact that there's like a handful of big lion dudes, lion lords, who jump you also. So he's rarely alone. Once in a blue moon, the lion lords will stay up there, like up there. But it's once in a while occasion. Oh, a new chest piece. That's going to be a tricky one because the chest piece has the penetrating strikes.
Museum archive
Oh,
notes.
let's see.
A strange power radiates from the cheetah claw totem. There's a mysterious message on its base. Something about, let's see, a wish. Or maybe a curse.
So do we go with the combat rating took a jump again? So do we go with the extra combat rating or the 33% defense that's ignored? That's a tough one. Uh, let's go with the combat rating. I should probably start carrying some mods just in case. Next time. Yeah, let's be bold and go with the new piece, even though we won't have the mods, or the mod, should I say, singular. So we're down to the last stretch with our friend Catwoman.
The final piece. Perfect. Now let's see what power these
So
relics possess.
let's boogie. So as you see, essentially with the drops we got from just two missions, the Penguin mission and this one, we pretty much jumped from tier one to from tier one to tier three, almost. If we're lucky and get one more piece, we will be tier three. let's use a barrel. Oh, I got scared for a second. I thought she had broken the barrel. It would not have been that big a deal, but it's my barrel. Mine! My precious. There's other barrels here, though. No, let's use the last barrel. Last one. I really should start saying Shazam when I use a word of power. Holy crap. We did go to tier 3.
Those alien creeps possessed me. Oh. Well, they're gone now. And the diamonds, too, A pity. When next we meet, I'll have to remember.
We got some nice shoulders. So we did get fairly lucky. We got some new weapons for our DPS role, and we got 4 pieces of new gear in this one run. So that's a pretty good run. Well, we got nothing in the box, but I can't really complain. And we're up to tier 3 now. Just barely. Let's see. 54. Well, let's start by checking our mail. So what did we get? A new belt, not just a style, cat burglar, and some new gloves. So we're going to need chest, back, gloves, and one weapon. Weapon. Back. Chest. And the gloves. So let's equip this one. Yeah, it's basically the same gloves, but just for I'll equip this. I guess I should consider starting to gather a few exhibits. Well, actually, I don't really need to gather some, but I would have to ask my Galactus character to craft some mods. He's the official crafting character. So let's switch to healer and re-imprint our gear. That's my DPS blasters, so we're good. So let's sell first, so we don't waste money repairing gear we're going to sell. Let's keep these weapons just a bit more. Oh, it's a tank piece. So I did get the medieval chest, but for tank as well. Oh well. I think someone could use the red chair. So let's put it there. Let's put the gloves, the extra blasters too. Actually, come to think of it, let's put all the weapons. There we go. So should I purchase? Ideally, the next move would be to start purchasing things like supply drops, orbital strikes, because these will be there forever. If I start purchasing gear with my marks of victory right now, like right now, I probably could go and purchase some tier 3 gear, but it's going to be a bit of a waste. Let's go see. Essentially, the gear is a bit of a waste because it's going to be replaced very quickly, as opposed to the all the bonuses in the mainframes. These will stay forever, other than the boosts that you have to purchase every month. Oh, I'm going the wrong place. Well, let's go check. Let's go check some tier 3 gear. He's a healer, so let's go here. So I could buy some really nice tier 3 gear, which would be a big help. Fugly, but it still would help. And of course, the best piece is the chest piece. I have 84 marks. No need to rush. I can still make up my mind. So let's go to Central City. Because we can.
in charge of security here, and I'm severely understaffed. Captain, we've got some citizens inbound. Thanks for coming. Things have gotten crazy fast. Someone is using the Speed Force to tamper with my timeline. It's creating infinite paradoxes that are tearing down the dimensional barriers. Ruptures in the Speed Force are appearing everywhere. The poor citizens here came out to show their support for us heroes, and now they're being infected with extremely...
Buying a new weapon would be very, very tempting. It would be quite a boost. And you know what? Let's do it. Because we can. So we got our new weapon. Plus 105. There's no reason not to purchase that. The only thing is I won't need a white mod in it, at least for now, which is okay. I won't do those missions right now. I'll wait. I'll do them later today. It's getting a bit late. I should probably try and catch some sleep. So that's it for now, guys. So as you saw, we were able to jump from Tier 1 to Tier 3 in essentially 2 missions. We got a bit lucky, but we could have done it maybe with even if we had been unlucky, we could probably have done it with 1 or 2 extra missions. Again, depending on the gear that would drop, obviously. So anyways, so that's it for now, guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.